Hello everyone! Today we'll be reading the Sunflower Farm series. Daisy gets stuck in the mud, Farmer Ted to the rescue, Little Foal for Flick, and Has Anyone Seen Piggles? We will be reading all these books for a 4-book special, not a 3-book special, but a 4-book special. Okay, let's begin with the first book. Has anyone seen Piggles? Okay, let's begin. Piggles lived with his 5 brothers and sisters on Sunflower Farm. He was the tiniest of all the piglets. Has anyone seen Piggles? Asked his mom. The piglets looked all around the pigsty. No, we don't see him, they replied. Is he behind the wall? Asked Mommy Pig. They all looked behind the wall, except for Sniffy Snuffles. She was eating a carrot. We don't see him anywhere, said his brother Snorty. Is he under the trough? Asked Mommy Pig. They all looked under the trough, except for Skinny Squiggles. He was chasing the cat. We don't see him anywhere, said his sister Squeaky. Is he in the barrel? Asked Mommy Pig. They all looked in the barrel, except for Smelly Stinky. He was rolling in the mud. We don't see him anywhere, said his brother Squiggles. I see him, shouted Mommy Pig. They all looked around, except for Big Nose Snorty. He was oinking at a chicken. He's asleep in the hay, said Mommy Pig. Wake up, little Piggles, they all shouted together. The end. That's our first book. Now, which book do you think we'll be reading next? Yes, we will be reading Farmer Ted to the Rescue, a Sunflower Farm series. Let's begin. It was a very hot day on Sunflower Farm. Farmer Ted was bumping along in his tractor with his dog Digger. Digger sniffed the air and started to bark. What's up, Digger? Asked Farmer Ted. Digger sniffed again. I smelled smoke, barked Digger. Farmer Ted looked up and saw lots of smoke over in the woods. Quick, Digger, shouted Farmer Ted. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Digger opened the gate with his paw, and they zoomed off as fast as the little tractor would go. Farmer Ted called the fire department on his cell phone, just in case it was a big fire. Quick, Digger, shouted Farmer Ted. We might need a bucket. So they stopped at the barn to pick up the biggest bucket they could find. The little tractor chugged along faster and faster down the hill. They could see the smoke over the hill getting thicker. Quick, Digger, shouted Farmer Ted. We might need some water. So they stopped at the pond to scoop up some water. The little tractor crawled along slower and slower as it went up the hill. They could hear the fire engine siren in the distance. Quick, Digger, shouted Farmer Ted. That tree is on fire. They raced down the track and got to the tree at the same time as the fire engine. Whoosh! Went the water from the fire hoses. Splash! Went the water from Farmer Ted's bucket. The fire was out and Sunflower Farm was safe. The end. Daisy Gets Stuck in the Mud, a Sunflower Farm series. It was raining on Sunflower Farm. The rain was dripping off Daisy and Hattie as they munched the grass. Suddenly, there was a flash of light in the sky. Next came a huge bang. Thunder, thought Daisy. She looked up and spied a nice apple tree for shelter. You shouldn't stand under a tree in a thunderstorm, Daisy, said Hattie. It's dangerous. But Daisy didn't listen and went off. She saw some delicious apples on the tree, so she didn't notice the huge mud puddle. There was a big slurpy noise as Daisy slid into the mud. Help! I'm stuck, shouted Daisy. Hattie looked over and came over to see. Said Hattie. Bite my tail and pull me out, said Daisy. Daisy swished her tail, and Hattie grabbed hold. Then Hattie pulled and pulled until Daisy's tail hurt. It was no use. Daisy was really stuck. Help! Shouted Daisy again. Flick saw what was happening, and she came over to help. Said Flick. I'll try to nudge you with my head. Flick nudged and nudged until she was covered with mud. It was no use. Daisy was still stuck. shouted Daisy again. Farmer Ted heard Daisy and drove over in his tractor. Said Farmer Ted. I'll pull you out. He tied a rope around Daisy's tummy. The tractor pulled. There was a huge squelch, and out came Daisy. Hooray for Farmer Ted! They all shouted. The end. That's the third book. Now we're going to read the fourth book, A Little Foal for Flick. Let's begin. Daisy and Hattie were munching grass. Suddenly, there was a new noise over in Flick's paddock. Daisy lifted her head up and listened. She thought, that sounds just like a little horse. She listened again and heard a tiny whinny. It was Flick's new baby, a little foal, and had come to peek through the fence at Daisy and Hattie. What's your name, little horse? Asked Daisy. Dunno, said the foal. Funny name, said Daisy. The foal raced across the field, but he didn't look where he was going. Crash! He skidded into Leggett the chicken. Look out! Shouted Leggett. Now then, what's your name? Dunno, answered the foal. Funny name, said Leggett. The little foal flicked his tail and whizzed off again to the other side of the field. Oops! He tripped over a log and fell headfirst into Boris the rabbit's hole. Look out! Shouted Boris. Now then, what's your name? Dunno, replied the foal. Funny name, said Boris. The little horse climbed out of the rabbit's hole and looked around. There were some yummy-looking carrots hanging on the fence. Off he raced. Bang! He fell down and slid in a Gertie the goat. Look out! Shouted Gertie. Now then, what's your name? She asked. Dunno, replied the foal. Funny name, said Gertie. The little horse began to cry. I just keep falling down, he sobbed. Just then, his mother trotted over. Never you mind, Freddie, she said. But you said your name was Dunno, cried all the other animals. I think he just forgot, laughed his mom. Welcome to Sunflower Farm, Freddie, everyone shouted. The end. These were all the books of the Sunflower Farm series. All the credit goes to Sunflower Farm series. Thanks, Sunflower Farms, for making these awesome books. Thank you, Sunflower Farm. Bye.